Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It's Tuesday, and today I can finally introduce the Line 6 DT-25 into the rig. Up until today, I was only able to use the DT-25 by itself with some pedals because I couldn't figure out how to make it switch channels within snapshots on the Helix. And I figured out a way to make it, switch channels using the tap tempo, assigning a MIDI command to that or to the mode button, but I couldn't assign it to the other buttons in the same way and maintain a snapshot. So I watched a bunch of videos online. Richie Castellano's video is really cool, but that method didn't work with mine. And there are some other people that watched that video that had the same issue. So I came up with a new way. And it utilizes MIDI switching. His way utilized the extension, the external amp switching. And that only worked for me on the tap or the mode button. And here's the problem with that is I did not want to have to, switch the channels on the amp, then go to a different snapshot. I wanted it to happen within a snapshot. So today, I'm going to show you what I came up with and how it works. Well, I don't know how it works. It just works. Shall we? A little too well lit for my taste. How about that? That's better. Alrighty. Here we are at the Helix. And the DT-25 is right next door. Right here. Now, I have it connected currently to the Helix and the 4-cable method. And I've set up a few basic snapshots just for demonstration purposes. And this preset is in the works still. It's just a basic bunch of effects with no amp models, no IRs. I'm using quite a few gates though. I'm finding that I need more gates, which is not great because they're kind of sucking some dynamics away, but I'll get that figured out. And how this is done, let's go into the menu and then command center. Now, the way this is done is with an instant command, and it's a MIDI CC because the Line 6 DT-25 takes MIDI CC program changes, and needs to be on MIDI channel 1. The command is number 19, and 19 equals a channel change for the for this thing. And let's see. Now, when we go to the other snapshots, you'll see what happens. Now, this value right here, if it's between 0 and 64, it equals the A channel on the DT-25. So you can have anything there. I can have 0 there, or 1, or anything up to 64. And then anything from 65 to 128 equals channel B. And the key thing about this, or crazy thing about this, is the instant you don't actually snapshot enable it, but you do set it, then go to the next snapshot, set it the way you want it, go to the next snapshot, set it the way you want it, and so on, saving the snapshot or saving the preset after that, and then you see what happens. And for some reason, following the Richie Castellano method, it just wasn't working for me. And his method made just as much sense as this. And it should have been easier because it wasn't using MIDI. It was just using the external amp control. And one would think that this being a Line 6 product, that being a Line 6 product, they would line up really well and everything would just be kapow, hunky-dory. But it did not. And I tried a bunch of different methods. I was able to make it happen with using the tap tempo over here and assigning the external amp to that or to the mode. I just couldn't use any of the other ones. It was weird. The whole thing was just, ugh. Anyway, so let's go over to the DT-25 real quick, and I'll press some buttons, and you'll see what happens. Blah, blah, blah. Can't really see the amp very well. That's not cool. Let's get some light on that sucker. Ta-da. Want some top lights. Boom. Okay. So here we are. We're on channel A. We're on the, this is the clean dry snapshot, clean trim, clean wet, and crunch dry, and we get a change. Woohoo! Going back to the other ones, everything works great. So the way that this is set up, basically what you do is you set up the way you want the voicing to be on the individual channels, and then the Helix will just change between them. So I set up, you know, a good crunch sound on B, a good clean sound on A, both in pentode mode and Class A. So it's a really great tube amp sound, but with all the great digital effects of the Helix and the switching convenience of the Helix. So I don't need an external switch, which kind of sucks because I just bought one. One I don't think I can return on eBay. That's kind of a drag because you know, I thought I'd exhausted all of the options with this. But no, today I had a breakthrough. Good times. There you go, everybody. A relatively simple way to make the Helix switch channels on the Line 6 DT-25. And this way I don't have to use a 1/4 inch cable. I've got a 25-foot MIDI cable. That's perfect. You know, the other way would have been great too, but it just didn't work for some reason. And I followed all the steps. Trust me, I'm pretty good at this kind of shit. I usually figure things out, but this one was a head scratcher for about a week. Not constantly, but you know, every time I sat down and dedicated time to it, it just made me frustrated and sad. So this works great, and I love it. Everything's great about it. So win, 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 win. So I'll be back tomorrow with a Name That Riff. Good times. So I'll see you then. Oh shit, one last thing. My new website is up-ish, scottminch.com. And it's going to have all the stuff that I do. Helix stuff, Kemper stuff, TCG system stuff, whatever the future holds for stuff. It's going to be the home of all that stuff. And it's going to be a much more reliable marketplace. You can actually sign in, have an account there, and it'll remember everything you've ordered. So you can, you know, if you ever lose your emails that have preset packages in it, you can just call up your account, re-download them, blah, 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 without having to send me an email and bugging me in the middle of the night. Where's the fun in that? No. It's just going to be a more reliable online shopping experience, because the old website was kind of a drag in that regard. It would choke on credit cards for some reason. It made no sense, but it just did. So this is sort of up. It's not 100% there. All the data is not there. All the preset packages aren't there yet, but we're building it. And it's kind of neat. It looks kind of cool. Looks like it is. So I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, rock on.